Welcome to week 5. And this week's conscious response is, I am innocent. This journey allows us to give ourselves the unconditional attention we needed, but may not have received in our childhood. This is a pathway of learning compassion towards ourselves and gain the capacity to become our own parents and to overcome the imprints we received unconsciously. Remember, your parents were only able to offer you the same amount of unconditional attention as they received as a child. That may be where feelings of fear, anger, and sadness originated, but it's not what you are. And if we identify with it, we forget that we entered life in a state of innocence. If we identify with our outer projections, which are a result of the imprinting we received as a child, we base our identity on what we perceive as our faults. We are not our faults. We were born innocent. Some adults attempt to overcome the feeling of being faulty by being helpful to others, but you can't attend to others unconditionally until you can nurture yourself unconditionally. In other words, you can't give away what you don't have. Understand that we are not our faults. We were born innocent. We were born innocent, but at some point we had to turn our back on our childhood to fit into the adult world. You might say we abandoned our child self, or the child within us. And now this inner child tries to get attention back through the use of physical, mental, and emotional states of discomfort to get attention so we can attend to this predicament. These adult discomforts are pointers to the cause, which is in the childhood. When this becomes clear to you, that you feel what the cause is, you can then regain capacity for innocence, joy, and creativity instead of using our energy chasing things that we think will make us happy. We realize we have to move back through time to rescue this stranded child and give this child the unconditional love it requires. This is when we can fully realize peace. You know, a child is innocent, and a child will believe anything and everything as real, possible, and true. Our child self listens to everything we think and say, and watches everything we do. It learns by example. It sees our adult self as a parent figure separate from itself. When you attend to your child self, do so unconditionally and consistently. As at about the age 7, we deliberately turned and walked away from our childhood. So our current relationship with our child self is that of a parent who has for many years abandoned their child. This process may be difficult, and we may ask why. Why do it at all? Why not just carry on the way we have been? So why not just carry on the way we have been? Well, the unfortunate thing is that discomforts of our childhood follow us, and this is polluting our adult life with repeated patterns of discomfort and constantly distracting us from being present. I believe this includes us all in some way. Even though you are happy, successful, and a model citizen, for some, there's more discomfort than for others. More need to sedate and control the discomforts. So why bother with all this? It's your decision. Most people don't even know they have a choice, let alone bother with all this. If you aren't experiencing peace, this is your reason. As we work through this process towards presence, many times we'll feel anything but present. Feelings of irritability, annoyance, anxiousness, and confusion are all calls for our attention. It's a call from the child self that is still struggling with experiences it's unable to digest. And what we're feeling are symptoms of this indigestion. When we encounter these symptoms, what's required is that we unconditionally and continuously be with it, feel it. Doing this is like taking our struggling child self in our arms and unconditionally loving and comforting it. For many of us, it may be enough to work on this level with felt perception. For some, it may be more powerful to actively visualize yourself as a 7-year-old child standing in front of you, and you see yourself picking this child up and being with it as it moves through its anger. Whether you use this visualization approach as described in part 6, or whether you stay with the felt experience, do this unconditionally and consistently with the intent to feel and stay present with your child self. And as we integrate aspects of our childhood, we may have emotional responses such as crying at any time, and it may be for no apparent reason. These tears are likely the tears you couldn't cry as a child, releasing blocked and stagnant energy. You might not feel this initially, since the aspects of your child self have been numbed and suppressed. Just keep going. Take baby steps before you run. Just remember that the uncomfortable experiences are calls for assistance. And when we respond to the call, we set in motion a process that restores harmony to the quality of our life experiences.